text on your phone and you want to explain yourself, well, stop. That's the move that kills your power. And here's the one line to send instead. When someone texts less, cancels plans, goes quiet, your body freaks out and you want to fix it right now. But if you text when you're scared, you don't get them back. You get 5 minutes of relief. Here's what we're going to do today. 5 simple steps. One message you can send, and I'll show you how to create the perfect reply in your own voice using a simple tool. So let's go. First, let's get clear on what pulling away actually looks like, because sometimes we're reading into things that aren't there, and sometimes we're ignoring things that are. Pulling away looks like this. They text way less, or they only text late at night. They stop making plans with you. They say, I need space, but they won't tell you what that actually means. And if you're in a relationship, it can look like one person shutting down. They shut down completely after you fight or after you get close, which is often an avoidant attachment style, which is a whole other video that will be coming later. Your body feels the shift before they even say anything. The tone changes, their energy drops, and you panic because things are confusing and your body treats it like danger. It's important to remember that when someone does become distant, it doesn't necessarily mean they're ending the relationship. However, it does indicate that something's going on, and it's not wise to ignore it or simply hope things improve by trying harder to please them. Instead, focus on understanding what might be happening instead of freaking out or losing yourself in the process. So, what's really happening when someone pulls away? It's usually one of 3 things, and knowing which one matters because it tells you what to do next. First, they might just be overwhelmed, whether it's stress from work, family, health concerns. They're simply too drained to offer you any kind of support right now. This situation can improve, but only if they communicate their struggles and let you know when things might change. Secondly, their aspirations might differ from yours. They truly value your presence, they enjoy spending time with you, but they don't share the same vision for the future. Because of this, they begin to slowly drift away after recognizing the difference. Still, it's tough for them to admit this. This scenario is quite common because expressing this is quite difficult. Number 3, this is simply how some individuals handle overwhelming emotions. When situations become intense, whether it's something positive like falling in love or negative like an argument, they often require space to process the feelings. While certain people seek connection after emotional moments, others prefer distance. This tendency is especially common amongst those with avoidant attachment styles. They may feel overwhelmed and need time to sort through the emotions, and in some cases, they may withdraw completely. Here's the thing. Your job is not to guess which one it is. Your job is to ask clearly and stay calm while you wait for the answer. Because the truth is, you can't fix what you don't understand, and you can't understand what they won't tell you. So stop trying to overanalyze to figure out what the answers are. So here's the 5 steps. This is what protects you and gets you clear answers at the same time. So step 1 is breathe first. And I know it sounds hokey, but this is really important. Before you pick up your phone, before you type anything, you need to calm your body down. You need to calm your nervous system down. And here's how you do it. You're going to breathe out longer than you breathe in. You're going to do this 5 times, and I'm going to do it with you. So you're going to breathe in and breathe out. And repeat that 5 times. This matters a lot because your body needs to calm down before you start making decisions. When you're in panic mode, you write panic things, and panic messages sound like begging, over explaining, or shutting down completely. 1 minute of breathing gives you the access to the part of your brain that can think clearly and make good decisions. Without this step, you're just reacting from fear. Step 2, know what you actually need. Before you text them, you need to write down one thing you need from a relationship. Not 10 things, not a whole list, just one thing you absolutely won't live without. And here's mine. What I've discovered is that my strongest subconscious need is to feel safe. For me, feeling safe depends on having someone who is consistently present. And I don't mean physically. Of course, that's important, but I like my independence too. I'm talking about emotionally opening up about what they're experiencing. I can't tolerate weeks of uncertainty or vague responses. I don't engage in guessing games, nor do I want to be left wondering about where my place is in someone's life. So, what's your core need? I want you to write it down in one word and then expand it into a sentence and use this as your benchmark moving forward. For example, say your word is trust. You can say, I want to be able to rely on my partner and know that we are honest and open with each other. Step 3, you're going to send the message. And we're going to get into this in more detail later to fine tune it. But here's the message. I'm going to give you 2 versions. One if you're dating someone and one if you're in a relationship. So if you're dating, here's what you send. I like you. I want something steady. Want to plan a time this week and talk about what we're doing? That's it. Short and sweet. If you're in a relationship, here's what you send. Even if you live together. I feel the distance. I want us close, not shut down. Can we talk for 20 minutes tonight and fix this? Notice what both of these do. They name what's happening, they say what you want, and they make a clear ask. There's no blaming, there's no begging, there's no 3 paragraphs of explaining yourself, just clear, simple, and honest. Step 4, the 7-day rule. This is where most people lose themselves. They send a clear message and then they wait and wait and wait forever. Here's the rule. If nothing meaningful changes within 7 days and you've asked clearly, stop trying. Did you hear me? You stop trying. Why 7 days? Because that's enough time for someone to respond if they actually want to. If they can't give you a clear answer after 7 days, then that's your answer. Silence is the answer. I don't know is an answer. I'm too busy to talk is an answer. For 7 days straight, no response is an answer. So I know what some of you are thinking, you overanalyzers are thinking. But what if they didn't see my message or my email went to junk? Should I not follow up once? If you're wondering whether you should follow up once in case a message was missed, and the not knowing is just going to kill you, then yes, a single follow-up is reasonable. It's possible that your text could have been overlooked. So to give the other person the benefit of the doubt and a fair chance, a polite follow-up message. For example, you might say, just checking to make sure you saw my last message. Let me know when you have a moment. After that, within 7 days, Stick to the rules. Stop trying to protect your own peace. That's it. If you're in a couple and you reach out with a clear request, whether it's for a conversation, a change, or more connection, and you get a vague answer or a direct no, here's what you do. Give them up to 7 days to make meaningful progress. If after a week nothing changes, it's important to pause your efforts to fix things. This isn't about punishing or creating drama. It's about respecting your own boundaries and protecting your emotional well-being. If your partner says no to your request for connection and conversation, accept their answer, even if it's disappointing. You don't keep pushing or trying to persuade. Instead, step back, focus on yourself, and give the relationship space. You can communicate. I understand you're not ready to talk or work on things right now. I respect that, and I'm going to take some space to care for myself. If you receive no response at all or repeated vague replies, treat silence as an answer. After your initial request and a single gentle follow-up, if you feel it's necessary, stop trying for 7 days. During that time, shift your energy towards your own emotional well-being and clarity. You're not abandoning the relationship. You're giving both people the space to reflect and decide what they truly want. The most important thing is not to lose yourself by chasing answers or connection that is not being reciprocated. So step 5, what do you do while you wait? It can be agonizing. So here's what you can do right now while you wait for things to unfold. If you're dating, avoid giving out relationship perks without a real commitment. That means don't make yourself available all the time, refrain from providing emotional support, and avoid physical intimacy unless there's a commitment. Remember, you're not punishing anyone. You're just safeguarding your own well-being in an uncertain situation. And if you're already in a relationship, consider requesting a break with a specific time frame. For example, say, I need some space until 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then let's talk. Or suggest, let's cool off tonight and set 20 minutes tomorrow to reset. You're not leaving permanently. You're just creating a temporary reset, a pause to reconnect until both of you can think more clearly. Ultimately, these actions help protect you from confusion, which can be really disruptive. Even if clarity is uncomfortable, it gives you something solid to work with. So, how do you create the right message for you? I want to show you something really practical. I just gave you those 2 messages, but maybe they don't sound like you. Maybe you're more playful with your partner. Maybe you swear. I don't know. Or you use different words all the time. So I'm going to show you how to create a message that sounds exactly like you in about 30 seconds. You're going to use ChatGPT for this, which I will walk you through. Or if you prefer, use Gemini, Claude, Perplexity. Those will work too, whatever your favorite one is. So right now, open ChatGPT. You're going to paste in a simple prompt that tells you what you need. Into ChatGPT here, and we're going to put the prompt in. Help me write a message when someone is pulling away. I've been dating someone for 3 months. What changed? Fewer texts, they canceled plans twice. What I need? Someone who's consistent. What I want, and there's like a colon after each of these. From this, what I want from this message, a clear answer. Ensure it is how I normally sound, which is warm, honest, and strong. Provide 3 different variations and keep it under 25 words. And I'll put these prompts in the comments. So here's the first response. Hey, I've noticed less texting and 2 canceled plans. I'm into consistency. Are you still interested in seeing where this goes?
That's a great one. Quick check-in. Things feel different lately. Less contact, plans canceled twice. I'm not into ambiguity. Do you want to keep dating? Yes or no? I personally like the first one actually. So but the great thing is, if it doesn't sound like me, I could just simply ask ChatGPT, make this sound more like me, make this more casual, make this more formal, whatever you like. Now, let's try the relationship one and let's actually use Gemini. So, Gemini is help me write a message for when my partner seems distant. We've been together for 2 years. What changed? Less communication lately. They seem distracted and spent less quality time together. What I need, reassurance and open conversation. What I want from this message, to understand what's going on and how we can reconnect. How I normally sound, calm, caring, and straightforward. Provide 3 different variations and keep it under 25 words. So let's see what Gemini comes back with. So option 1 is, hey, I felt a bit of distance lately and miss our quality time. Can we talk soon to reconnect? I love you. Or option 2, I've noticed things feel a little different lately. I'd love to check in, hear how you're feeling, and find some time together. Or number 3, I miss our usual rhythm. You seemed a bit distracted, and I'd love to talk and reconnect soon. Are you free tonight? I personally love the third one because it's actually asking for a specific time, so it doesn't leave it open to whenever. So I personally would ask for this one. And then it also gives a follow-up, a quick tip for when you talk. Try to use I statements and rather than you statements. And it will ask, it says, would you like me to help brainstorm some specific questions to ask once you actually sit down to talk? So it's a really, really useful tool that if you don't have someone available like a coach, you can sit down and actually work through various scenarios and make it sound like you.
So let me show you what this actually looks like in practice, because I think seeing the difference is going to be really helpful for you. Here's what most people send when they're scared, and I believe we've all been there. Hey, I've noticed you've been kind of distant lately, and I'm not really sure what's going on. Did I do something wrong? I really like you, and I don't want things to end like this, so can we talk about it? I just need to know where we stand because this uncertainty is really hard for me and I don't know what to think. Count the words in that. It's about 47 words. And the energy, it's pure panic. It's explaining. It's asking if you did something wrong. It's trying to convince them not to leave. That message doesn't create clarity, it creates more confusion. Here's the strong version, the after version. I like you. I want something steady. Want to plan a time this week to talk about what we're doing? That's 23 words. It's clear, it's calm, it's boundaried. There's no begging, there's no chasing, there's no performing. It's just a simple, honest question. Now, let's talk about what happens when they respond, because this is where a lot of people mess up, even after they send a really good first message. Let's say they respond with, I'm just really busy right now. Here's what you say back. Got it. Let's pick a time this week that works for you. If you can't, I'll step back and give you some space. See what that does? You're not getting mad. You're not accusing them of lying. You're just being clear. You're saying, I hear you. And I'm willing to work with your schedule, but I'm not willing to wait around indefinitely without a plan. Now, let's say they respond with, I don't know what I want. Here's what you say. Thanks for being honest with me. I need someone who knows what they want, so I'm going to move forward. Notice, you're not trying to convince them. You're not waiting for them to figure it out. You're not offering to give them more time. You're just deciding. Because I don't know, after 3 months, after 6 months, after dating seriously, that is actually the answer. It means I don't want this enough to figure it out. And here's the last scenario. What if they don't respond at all? That's your answer too, as I said before. No response is a response. After 7 days of silence, you stop reaching out. Not because you're trying to punish them or play some game, but because you're protecting yourself from a situation where someone can't even give you the respect of a reply. It's about respect for yourself and creating boundaries. You're going to feel great. Hey, I have been the person who chased before in the past. When someone pulled away, I thought that meant I needed to try harder. I thought if I could just explain myself better or be more patient or give them the exact right amount of space, they would come back and everything would be okay. And that's when I learned the hard way that when I thought chasing felt like love, it's actually fear. It's your fear that you're not enough. It's the fear that if you hold on tight, you know, you'll keep them, you won't lose them. But you can't fix it. You Everything won't go back to normal. But here's what I know now. Real love is not something you just find by accident and then desperately try to hold on to. Real love is something two people build together on purpose with communication and consistent effort from both sides. My standard became really simple. I don't audition for someone else to show up. I don't perform to get clear answers. I ask once, clearly and kindly, and then I trust what they do next. That's not being cold. That's not being harsh. That's respecting myself enough to believe that I deserve someone who wants to show up for me without me having to convince them. And that's what I want for you too, because you deserve that and you can have that. Trust me. So, here is what I want you to remember from this whole thing: your worth as a person does not go up or down based on whether someone else is being consistent or distant. Their behavior tells you about them and what they're capable of right now. It doesn't tell you anything about your value. When someone pulls away, breathe first, get calm, then ask clearly, and then trust what they do next. Not what you hope they'll do or what they say they'll do in 6 months. Trust what they do next. Being clear is being kind to them, yes, but mostly to yourself, because clarity is what lets you make good decisions. Confusion is what gets you stuck. If this was helpful, do me a favor, comment the word pull away below and I'll send you the full ChatGPT prompt plus the message scripts, one for dating and one for relationships. Or if you want the full breakdown with 6 other scenarios, grab the free prompt pack in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.